Welcome to Sports Bios, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating lives of athletic legends, and I'm your host, Howard Closewell. Today, we're going to explore the captivating story of Shoeless Joe Jackson, a man whose name has become synonymous with tragedy, talent, and the enduring mystique of America's favorite pastime. As we embark on this biographical journey, you'll discover that Joe Jackson's life was a complex tapestry of triumph and heartache, woven from the threads of his humble beginnings, his rise to fame, and the controversies that would ultimately define his legacy. Born on July 16, 1887, in Pickens County, South Carolina, Joseph Jefferson Jackson grew up in a world where poverty and hardship were constant companions. The rural landscape of the postbellum South, with its rolling hills, dusty roads, and weathered cabins, was a far cry from the bright lights and bustling streets of modern America. Joe's childhood was marked by the simple yet unforgiving rhythms of farm life, the crack of dawn rising, the back-breaking labor, and the endless struggle to eke out a living from the land. His family's cabin, nestled in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, was a humble abode, devoid of luxuries, but filled with the love and warmth that would nurture Joe's early years. As we step into the world of young Joe Jackson, we're met with the sights, sounds, and smells of rural poverty. The air is thick with the scent of wood smoke, fresh earth, and the distant tang of tobacco. The sound of laughter, arguments, and tired sighs fills the air, punctuated by the occasional barking of dogs or the creaking of rusty gates. It's a world where time moves slowly, where the passage of seasons is marked by the changing colors of the leaves, the ripening of crops, and the birth of new life. And yet, amidst this rustic backdrop, Joe Jackson would discover his true calling, a calling that would take him from the dusty fields of South Carolina to the bright lights of Major League Baseball. As a young boy, Joe Jackson was drawn to the outdoors, spending hours exploring the woods, fishing in the nearby streams, and playing ball with his siblings. It was during these formative years that Joe developed a passion for baseball, a game that would become his escape, his sanctuary, and ultimately, his destiny. The Jacksons' farm was a place where hard work and physical labor were valued above all else, and Joe's natural athletic ability, combined with his dedication to the sport, soon made him a standout player among his peers. His father, Martin Jackson, a rugged, no-nonsense man with a quick wit and a sharp tongue, would often watch his son play, offering words of encouragement and criticism in equal measure. Growing up in the rural South during the late 19th century meant that Joe Jackson's early life was also shaped by the social and economic realities of the time. The legacy of the Civil War and Reconstruction still lingered, casting a long shadow over the lives of African Americans and poor whites alike. The Jacksons, as sharecroppers, were trapped in a system that offered little hope for advancement or prosperity. They were bound to the land, forced to work long hours for meager wages, and subjected to the whims of their landlord. Yet, despite these challenges, Joe's family instilled in him a strong sense of self-worth, a love of learning, and a determination to succeed that would serve him well throughout his life. As Joe entered his teenage years, he began to work in the local textile mills, where he toiled for long hours, earning meager wages, and developing the strong arms and hands that would later become a hallmark of his baseball career. The mill was a place of relentless noise, of clattering machinery, and of endless drudgery. The air was thick with cotton dust, and the smell of grease and oil hung heavy over the workers. It was a brutal, unforgiving environment, where men and women worked side by side, their bodies worn down by the relentless pace of the machines. And yet, amidst this chaos, Joe Jackson found solace in his baseball, using the game as a means of escape from the hardships of his daily life. It was during this period that Joe also started playing organized baseball, joining a local team at Brandon Mills, South Carolina. The game became an all-consuming passion for him, offering a respite from the drudgery of mill work and a chance to showcase his burgeoning talent. He would often play with makeshift balls, fashioned from twine and tape, and bats crafted from rough-hewn wood. The games were fierce and competitive, with players from neighboring towns and villages gathering to test their skills against one another. And Joe Jackson, with his quick reflexes, his sharp instincts, and his unbridled enthusiasm, quickly emerged as a star player. The early years of Shoeless Joe Jackson's life were marked by a series of significant events that would shape his character and inform his future path. As Shoeless Joe Jackson's baseball career continued to ascend, he found himself at the epicenter of a maelstrom. His extraordinary skills on the field drawing both adoration and scrutiny from an increasingly fascinated public. In 1908, at just 20 years old, Joe joined the Philadelphia Athletics, where he quickly became known for his impressive batting average and agile fielding, which seemed to defy the conventions of the game. His time with the Athletics was marked by significant growth, both as a player and as an individual, as he navigated the challenges of professional sports while maintaining his humble roots, a testament to the enduring power of his working-class values. One of the most notable events of Joe's early career came on April 20th, 1910, when he made his major league debut against the New York Highlanders. Although the Athletics ultimately lost the game, Joe's performance was nothing short of mesmerizing, with 2 hits and a stolen base that showcased his speed and agility on the base paths, leaving fans and sports writers alike in awe of his prodigious talent. This debut marked the beginning of an illustrious career, one that would see Joe become one of the most feared hitters in the American League, a player whose name would be etched in the annals of baseball history alongside the greatest of all time. As the first to reflect on Joe's remarkable journey, I am reminded of the profound words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, who once wrote, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." Joe's unwavering commitment to his own unique style and approach to the game was a testament to this enduring principle, as he refused to compromise his values or conform to the expectations of others. This unyielding dedication to his craft would ultimately prove to be both a blessing and a curse, as Joe navigated the treacherous waters of professional sports with a fierce independence that inspired both admiration and resentment. In 1911, Joe's batting average soared to an astonishing WT. .408, a feat that not only led the league but also cemented his status as one of the greatest contact hitters of all time. This remarkable season was punctuated by a series of impressive performances, including a game on July 25, 1911, in which he went 5 for 5 against the Detroit Tigers with 2 doubles and a home run. A display of offensive prowess that earned Joe widespread acclaim and left fans marveling at his seemingly supernatural ability to consistently produce at an elite level. Such performances were not merely a testament to Joe's exceptional skill, but also a reflection of his intense mental focus and unwavering dedication to the craft of hitting. As Joe's reputation grew, so did his relationships with his contemporaries. He developed close friendships with other notable players of the era, including Ty Cobb and Eddie Collins, with whom he would often engage in lively debates about the game, discussing everything from the nuances of batting technique to the intricacies of base-running strategy. These interactions not only reflected Joe's affable personality, but also underscored his passion for baseball, a sport that had become an integral part of his life, a source of joy and fulfillment that transcended the mere thrill of competition. The 1915 season proved to be another watershed moment in Joe's career, as he joined the Cleveland Indians and formed a potent lineup with players like Tris Speaker and Nap Lajoie. On August 24, 1915, Joe hit for the cycle against the St. Louis Browns, becoming one of the first players in Major League history to achieve this rare feat, a testament to his remarkable all-around skills, which enabled him to excel in multiple facets of the game. This performance was emblematic of Joe's unique ability to rise to the occasion, to perform under pressure, and deliver when it mattered most, a quality that would serve him well throughout his career. Joe's contributions to the sport extended far beyond his on-field accomplishments. He became an icon for working-class Americans, who saw in him a reflection of their own struggles and aspirations, a symbol of hope and inspiration in a world often marked by hardship and adversity. As one sports writer of the time observed, Joe Jackson is the kind of player who makes you feel that baseball is still a game, not just a business, a sentiment that captures the essence of Joe's enduring appeal, which continues to inspire new generations of fans and players alike. As the first considered the complexities of Joe's legacy, I am reminded of the words of the great baseball philosopher, Branch Rickey, who once said, "Baseball is a game of inches, but it is also a game of character." Joe's unwavering commitment to his own unique style and approach to the game was a testament to this enduring principle, as he refused to compromise his values or conform to the expectations of others. This unyielding dedication to his craft would ultimately prove to be both a blessing and a curse, as Joe navigated the treacherous waters of professional sports with a fierce independence that inspired both admiration and resentment. As the 1917 season drew to a close, Joe found himself at the forefront of another significant development in his career. On December 18, 1917, he was traded to the Boston Red Sox, where he would join a talented roster that included players like Babe Ruth and Carl Mays. The fate that awaited him in Boston would prove to be a crucible, testing his resolve, his character, and his unwavering commitment to the game he loved. As Joe Jackson settled into his new role with the Boston Red Sox, the storied franchise that would become synonymous with his tumultuous career, he quickly became an integral part of the team, renowned for his exceptional hitting and fielding abilities. The year was 1908, and the baseball world was abuzz with the emergence of this young phenom from South Carolina. However, little did Joe know that his time in Boston would be marked by both triumph and tragedy, a dichotomy that would define his legacy and forever etch his name into the annals of baseball history. The 1910s were a transformative period for Joe, during which he established himself as one of the premier players of his generation. His impressive statistics, including a .356 batting average and 54 home runs, only tell part of the story. It was his passion, dedication, and unwavering commitment to the sport that inspired countless fans and earned him the admiration of his peers. The infamous Black Sox scandal of 1920, which involved allegations of game fixing and led to his eventual ban from professional baseball, would forever tarnish his reputation. And yet, despite this setback, Joe continued to play exhibition games in minor league baseball, always staying true to his passion for the sport. This unwavering dedication is a testament to his unshakable love for the game, a quality that has inspired generations of players and fans alike. The early 20th century was a time of great change and upheaval, with issues like racism, classism, and social inequality dominating the national discourse. Joe's own story is inextricably linked to these broader themes as he navigated the challenges of being a working-class athlete from the rural South. In the later years of his life, Joe returned to his hometown of Greenville, South Carolina, where he operated a liquor store and a gas station. This quiet, unassuming existence belied the fact that Joe was still a beloved figure in the baseball world, with fans and former players seeking him out for advice and stories. As his legacy grew, so did the recognition he received. In 1949, he was voted the greatest outfielder of the first half of the century by the Baseball Writers Association of America, a testament to his enduring impact on the sport. But what of Joe's inner life? How did he reconcile the triumphs and tragedies that marked his career? His modesty, often cited as one of his most admirable qualities, was not merely a facade. Rather, it was an integral part of his character, one that allowed him to stay grounded in the face of adversity. His legacy extends far beyond his on-field accomplishments, as he remains an icon for working-class Americans and a symbol of hope and perseverance. In the end, Joe's story serves as a powerful reminder that our lives are not defined by a single moment or decision, but by the entirety of our experiences, relationships, and contributions. And so, dear friends, let us take a page from Joe's book, embracing the triumphs and tragedies that shape our own lives, and striving to make a positive impact on the world around us. That's all for today's Sports Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Howard Closewell reminding you to keep shooting for your goals.